Well, it's a marvelous night for a...
So point 3 of our Design Your Life. Clear planning. When we start to find our why, we start to live a cause, we start to create a real direction in our life. Now your why, as we spoke about earlier, is your big overarching reason for doing what you do, for being who you are. That's your reason, that's what happens. But what you need is little things underneath that keep driving you towards that. So planning, it's about goal setting. It's about breaking those goals down into smaller chunks. It's about taking those chunks and ticking them off every single day. Success is the sum of small parts done well and done regularly. Success doesn't come by a one-off action. Success comes by repeating things day in, day out. So we take our why, we break it into smaller subsections. It might be that you want to start a business. It might be that you want to get fit. It might be that you want to start eating healthier. It might be that you want to spend more time with your kids. It doesn't matter what the little smaller goal is on this step to your why, but take that. Let's take spend more time with your kids, for instance. How many of you in here would like that to be one of your goals? Fantastic. A few parents in the room. I'm about to be a parent myself, and I'm very excited that I'm designing my life to spend more time with my little girl when she's born. I want to be there, I want to experience it, I want to grow with her. But these are things I put in place. So, take that, spend more time with family. How do we break that down? Are we going to be able to automatically, overnight, spend an extra half day with our family? For most of us, probably not. But once again, for most of us, if we don't put things in place to get this happening, then it's never going to happen. It's always going to be a New Year's resolution. And we know New Year's resolutions very rarely do many of us follow through. So we want to spend more time with my family. So what do? I say, right now, this is how my life looks. Where can I spend 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes of quality time with my family every single day? I can do that by not watching the weather on the news, for instance. Take that 2 minutes and I'm going to spend some quality time talking to each of my children. And so having made that 2 minutes for our children, we then grow that to 5 minutes, we then grow that to 15 minutes, we then grow that by making changes in our day, not watching the news, leaving earlier, changing jobs, so we can spend 3 days maybe. But we've put these things in place, we've put a plan in place, we've broken that plan back down to increments that we can start implementing today. Action. Once you're clear on the planning, once you're clear on your why, you work backwards to, this is where I am today, this is where I'd like to be, this is my why. I break that down into steps on how I get there. And we need to be flexible with this. Things will change, things will come up. As often as we can, we need to make sure that the things that come up are important, not urgent. As we went through earlier. Are they urgent because someone else hasn't got around to things? Are they urgent because someone else is making them urgent in my life? Or are they actually important to me and important to my why, where I'm going? Now you don't have to be rude about any of this. A lot of people say, oh, but I'm a people pleaser, I like to help people. It's not about being rude to people, but it is about putting some priorities in place for you and where you want to go. Because if you spend your life being a people pleaser, and I'm not talking about Mother Teresa type people pleasers, I'm talking about just don't want to rock the boat, other people come in, I'll do things for them. That's also an escape mechanism for us. But I'm always helping others. What about helping yourself at times? There is a need through some of this to get a little bit selfish. If we're not getting the results we're looking for, we need to look at ourselves. We need to be at cause, we need to work out why. And it might be that we're frightened. And that's okay. Being frightened is natural. But because we're frightened, we're helping everybody else because I'm busy. And if I'm busy, I must be doing things. No. By being busy, we're avoiding taking responsibility. We're avoiding doing those things that are hard. We're avoiding the changes that we're going to make. See how there's a subtle difference there? Don't let the fear manifest itself into being busy, but not taking you towards where you want to go. You need to let that fear drive you through not achieving your why. Now, fear's a whole other topic, but it's at the base of most things that we do. I run workshops on dealing with fear as well. Fear is innate to all of us. How do I embrace that fear and still go forward? That's what you need to look at. So once we've got our clear plan, we're flexible with it depending on the things that are happening in our lives and our time frame for moving forward. We also need to evaluate whether this particular plan of action is getting results. I've done it myself in numerous businesses. Put marketing plans in place, beautiful, I've marketed. Things are going to go well now. Not always. Sometimes the marketing plans don't work. Now I can continue to funnel money and time and effort into the marketing plans because I have a marketing plan that's going to do this. Or I can realise that, you know what, that's been running for 6 weeks now. And if it's been running for 6 weeks without the results I need, then I need to do something about that. I need to change, I need to evaluate, and I need to evolve. It's the same with all of us. If you're not getting the results that you are looking for, then you need to change something. Most people have heard the definition of insanity by Albert Einstein. Doing the same thing again and again, but expecting different results. How many of us are guilty of that? How many of us are guilty of going, I'll just do it again and we'll see if something different changes? Of course it won't. If you are putting if we talk about a computer, if you have got a computer and you're inputting a set of data into it, it's going to give you the same result every single time. But if you change one little point, one little decimal, one little anything of what you're putting into that computer, it will give you a different result. And that's how we need to think about it. We need to think that this is the result I'm getting, which is not right. How can I change what I'm inputting to get the result that is right? So we need to do little things. We need to create little things that change how and why we're doing things. And that's where our thought processes start. Change your thoughts, you'll change your results. You will be amazed at how that starts to happen. Number 1, find your why. Number 2, be it cause, not effect. Number 3, clear planning.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes.